Okay, hello. I don't normally do videos like this. I don't normally do videos, but I felt the need to. We're in Antalya at the moment. We've been here 5 days, and basically, it's a warning to any travellers coming out here who may be thinking about looking for jewellery or watches. This is our third trip to Turkey. It's our second trip to the Royal Holiday Palace in Antalya. First of all I can say is you can't fault the Royal Holiday Palace. It's absolutely fantastic. The staff are fantastic. The rooms is fantastic. You treat like royalty from start to finish. However, I'm a bit concerned about the Thomas Cook reps. If you come with Thomas Cook, to be honest with you, they don't seem to be around or to get advice when you go down. My partner's a bit of a, how can I put it, a freak where watches is concerned. He loves watches. Got an awful lot at home, and he is starting to learning a bit about them, reads up on them, this, that and the other. Last year he got a lovely Neko watch. We went to this place, which I think it's changed hands. And he got a very good deal on the watch, a very good deal, and he was very happy. So his intentions of coming out was have a good holiday, but to pick a good watch up that possibly he couldn't afford in England. He'd set himself a budget of around £500, £500 to £600, and he wasn't going to go any higher. We went down to try and see the rep, because another thing is the price of the tours this year, ridiculous with Thomas Cook. Absolutely ridiculous prices. Anyhow, we've gone down to ask about a trip which would involve going to the jewellery centre, this big jewellery centre where he'd bought his watch previously. Couldn't find the English Thomas Cook rep, but we did manage to have a speak to the German guy. He seemed very friendly, very nice. Said he could help us, and he said he could arrange a free trip to this jewellery centre for us, where they would come and pick us up, bring us back. Well, great. He gets on the phone, he books a taxi. So yesterday at 4 o'clock we went to this place here, djewels, and it's near Antalya Airport. Okay. Car arrived, picked us up, only 2 in the bus. We get there, very high security, go through gates. There's a reception desk. She says, "Where are you from?" "England." One moment, I go find an English speaker. This lady appears, and I don't know how you pronounce her name. I hope I'm saying it right. Hamadi. And she reckons she was Dutch. Asked if we spoke Dutch, said no. I have a sneaking suspicion she was Turkish. We said that we were there to look at watches, so she took us into the showroom. There was nothing that really caught my partner's eye. She says, "Come on, we'll go downstairs." Now, this is a huge place, and you're looking at all these designer jewels and gold and everything else, and she never left our side. She was determined from the word go to get a sale. So anyhow, we goes into a number of rooms, looking in the cases, couldn't see anything he liked. She pulled out a nice watch, and then she proceeded to tell my partner it was £2,000. Now, if you've been to Turkey before, you know you haggle, this, that and the other, but £2,000, he wasn't even going to look at it. So we went over to the Casio stand, and here it's here, the Casio edifice, and he clocked this one. Now, apparently you can, it's what the ultimate, possibly with the new watch, which there you go, it links to your smartphone, and you can change the time via your phone. Okay, Bluetooth, automatic, time adjustment, world time finder, stopwatch, alarm, solar powered. Okay, so you know it's ticking all the boxes for my partner. So he asks for the price, and she said £700. Now we know that, you do haggle here in Turkey, so we said, no. He told her our budget. She said, okay, let me think, let me see. We get it out, we go in this little side room, and, they talk and talk. And first of all, she gets it down to 600, and he says, no. And then she said 575, and then Ian said 550 was the highest he was going to go. And she said, yes, I take that. At this point, as you can imagine, my partner's quite, he's happy with the watch. That's what he's set his heart on, coming out buying a watch. I know this is dragging on, but I want to show you something, and I need to get this up first on my phone. So anyhow, while this guy comes in and he's going to fit the watch to my partner's wrist and everything. So while they're doing that, she brings this tray of rings in. She's trying to persuade me to buy a ring or a piece of jewellery, and I told her I know what they're like. We'd gone there with the specific reason of buying a good watch, and I wasn't interested in the jewellery. So she's going on and on about these rings. Anyhow, she then turns on my partner and says, right, well, I can have a special ring with me made with this stone and this, that and the other, or we can design this ring. I go and get my manager. And again, I keep saying, no, we just come for the watch. We're not interested in the rings, blah, blah. At this point, this guy comes in, this Turan, that's him there, and say they're sitting talking and blah. And they come up with a price of £22,000 for a ring. Yeah, you heard right, £22,000, okay? So we blatantly said no. We get back to the hotel and, we're over the moon. I mean, my partner's over the moon. I don't know anything about watches. He's got a Vostok and everything else. And goes on to Facebook and shows my partner, shows my son. And he says, Mum, I think my dad's been ripped off. I'm just going to show you this in a minute. That is the model number of the watch. You'll see why in a minute. He says, anyhow, my son goes around online and he sends us these links, and this is one of them that he saw. There you go. There's my partner's watch. Okay. And as you can see, it is the exact same watch. I'm just going to show you. £209. This is why I'm warning you. Okay. At this point, I am so angry. We go downstairs looking for the guy that sent us. Oh, he's not around. We goes to the desk, speaks to customer relations at the Royal Holiday Palace, who were lovely. And obviously she can't get involved, but she tried ringing, and she couldn't get through to them. So he comes back upstairs. I sees the phone numbers on here, as you can see. So I rings up. Now, bearing in mind, we got there at 4 o'clock. We were there about an hour, come back. And they were quite happy to take our money. Rings up, gets on this reception desk and asks to speak to one of these two. And all I got was, no, it is time for Russians. Now, the Russians were there when we were in there. It didn't seem to bother them then about taking Ian's money. So I said, look, I want to speak to them. I told them, look, I said, this isn't on. Basically, you've charged him. You've told him this watch is worth £700 when it is obviously not. She starts to laugh at me. Okay, on reception. She's talking to someone else, and they're laughing. I can hear them laughing. Okay? And then she starts saying, you hang up phone now. And I'm saying, no, I'm not going to hang the phone up. I want to speak to them. 4 times we tried. 4 times. Okay? Nothing. Finally, I get through to this guy, and he must have known I was not going to give up. And he says, no one here speaks English now. You ring 9 a.m. tomorrow. Okay? Which I am. Okay? Apparently, this is a common thing in Turkey. Overpricing for the tourists. And as my son told me, and there's been a number of people fined for it. I'm just going to show you this when I find it. You do have a 7-day cooling off period as well, which I am going to. There's an imposed 7-day refund policy in Turkey, but it has to be regarding wrong items, items that don't fit, and unwanted gifts. So what I am going to say is, it's an unwanted gift, or that we have just blatantly been lied to about the price. But I'm just going to show you this. It turns out it's common. Overcharging tourists. Okay. Please, once again, I'm just going to tell you, don't go there. There's the address. It's quite near the airport. And again, and especially these two. She's supposed to be a Dutch. She looks more Turkish than anything. And him, and that is the card they get. Now, we're going to do, if we do manage to get back to get this sorted out, we're going to do a secret video and show you what goes on. Okay, but this is a warning to anybody. It doesn't matter what nationality you are, where you're from. Please, if you're coming to Antalya, do not go to djewels. Okay. Now, if this is supposed to be a £700 watch and it's only worth £200, how much was the £2,000 watch real value? How much is this ring that she wanted to sell for £22,000? What is the real value? Be very aware. Be very aware. You know, they're just basically taking the mickey, okay? Hopefully we get it took back and get Ian's money refunded. You know, it's just a nightmare. Absolute nightmare. You know, he should have had 2 watches for what he's paid. So, anyhow, it's a warning, people. As again, be careful when out shopping.